Hey, yo, friends, how the hell's it going? We are back, your humble narrators, Shawn the Butcher, Vertebrae33, here for episode 29.5 of our ridiculously themed numbering system. This is In Madness Pod. What's going on?
What's going on, Shawn? I'm out of the darkness. I'm not completely out of the darkness, but I survived our two-part Crow episodes.
It can't rain all the time.
It cannot rain all the time. And, I was just on the roof playing guitar for the neighbors, electric guitar. I thought it was nice.
Did you have Kiss makeup on?
Yeah, I just had a little bit. I just did one eye, just one eye. I'm not that sad. So one eye of sadness. That's it. And I
If
have
you have
my
not
new
checked out,
gutters, my
oh, good,
gargoyle gutters as
cool,
well. I
oh,
put those
cool.
up. I'm playing guitar in my overcoat, and I'm listening to The Cure a lot.
Make sure you check out the In Madness playlist on Spotify, where you can also hear The Cure and pretty much every song off the Crow soundtrack. Make sure you check out our previous episodes, both parts 1 and 2 for The Crow. Ooh, nice Darth Maul mug.
Oh, there it
Very
is.
cool.
There's the mug for the
There it
episode.
is.
Look at that. Look
Make
at
sure you
that
check us
beauty.
out on YouTube as well at In Madness Pod. We are on all the socials, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We are also about to dip into the mail sack and read your emails on the show. You are part of this family. If you want your email read, inmadnesspod@gmail.com. Check us out on YouTube so you can see Vertebrae's mugs. Check out the In Madness Spotify playlist, which I think we added something like 12 or 13 songs from our previous. It wasn't even songs that were on the soundtrack. We started rolling so far off script. We just started adding. We did our Predator month and a half, and I think we added 12 songs, and some of them even have Predator samples in the goddamn songs. There's nothing cooler than the In Madness Spotify playlist. You need to check that out. Spread the madness worldwide. Tell every single person you know about this show. And if you want to rock some gear and represent for your boys, inmadness.com for brand new In Madness t-shirts. This is going to be a fun one. I'm looking very much forward to diving into our mail sack. But I also want to thank John Bellotti Jr. again, our guest from our previous point 5. If you heard Kaiju Brooklyn, hopefully you went and checked it out. It was a very Godzilla nerdy episode, but we also found out that he's a huge metal fan. I added some Sepultura to the In Madness playlist for John Bellotti Jr. Definitely check out our previous episodes and the playlist. Everything I feel like represents this show beautifully. There's clips from most of the movies that we cover in most of these songs. We have to tease. Oh, we have to tease a movie.
Yeah, don't worry. I got
end
you.
of this. Oh, you have it.
I got you.
Because Inside Baseball, me and Vertebrae made a list of 4 movies, and we cracked the mic and started recording without picking a movie.
I picked it.
Okay. I love this goddamn show. Okay, perfect. Oh, you're the man. Yes, we're going to tease our next movie at the end of this episode. So, really quick, shout out Richard Christie, my motherfucking man, former drummer of the band Death, current drummer of the band Charred Walls of the Damned. You might know him from the Howard Stern Show, Richard and Sal. My man rules. He loves In Madness podcast. He is a huge horror addict. That dude knows everything about horror movies, and I'm lucky enough to work with this gentleman closely. So he is always representing for the In Madness family. So I gave him a shirt, and man, I didn't ask him. He just did it on his own. I love you, Richard Christie. He took a picture with the Barney purple In Madness eyeball tentacle shirt, and he posted it on all the socials. He tagged us, and I just want to thank my man Richard Christie for doing that. That was very cool. And if you want to take a picture with your In Madness merch as well, make sure you tag us. We will repost it. We will give you all the props in the world. We greatly appreciate you taking this ride with us. So much love to Richard Christie. I know you're like, we gotta get him on the podcast, and I'm like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, but that's awesome. He's a friend of yours, but I met him once, and it was many years ago. We did Comic-Con with Metal Sucks, and he was a guest. I did Comic-Con with Metal Sucks, and he was a guest. It was even before Metal Injection and Metal Sucks and myself did it, and we had him as a guest at the booth. And I'll never forget, and it's somewhere in the house, and I'll have to take a picture of it and we could post it. But I made like a sign for his like appearance, like just printed it or whatever. And like he looked at it, and his, you know, his voice and the way he talks or whatever, he was just basically like, cool, you made this on your home computer. And I was like, yeah. And I think he like signed it to me and then wrote like, great job making this on your home computer or whatever. I don't know the exact wording, but I definitely got to dig it up. It's downstairs. I gotta bring that out. We'll post a picture of it. But it was awesome to see that, and we appreciate it. Listen, you don't have to be Richard Christie to take a picture of yourself and post it with your shirt. Other people bought them. I'm still waiting for
We've
some of those
reposted.
pictures.
We've
Yep.
reposted a couple on our socials at
Yeah.
In Madness Pod, mostly on Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah, if you've bought it and you haven't, send it in. We'd love to show you in the shirt, and you know we appreciate anyone listening. Listen, if you listen, make comments, send emails, like that's like the next step, right? Then you purchase something. Like we don't at the present time we don't charge for anything on this podcast. And Shawn, I listen to a lot of podcasts, a lot.
They ain't coming
And
close. They don't come close. I'm just saying.
and Shawn's starting podcast beef with people. I appreciate that.
I'm not.
And there's a lot that I love, but I'm going to tell you that there's quite a few that after we started this and started doing our thing, I realized like I wasn't as impressed with what they were doing as opposed to what we were doing, and I kind of stopped listening to them as much. There's certainly I have a few go-tos. I think one week we should do one episode we can kind of mention a few of them. We've always given Talking Bay and Blast Points a lot of love for the Star Wars podcast realm, but there's a few others as well. But you know, I think what we do is different than them, and the way we bounce off each other is different, and the people that listen to us are different, and we appreciate that. And you know, the fact that somebody like Richard recognized that and doesn't just listen because he's friends with you, he listens because he enjoys it and keeps coming back and listening and talking about it. And you know, I doubt we're going to get the movie that he hasn't seen, but certainly maybe he revisits something.
He's always like, "Hey, you have to add this to your list." Castle Freak
Castle Freak,
He's like,
yeah.
you gotta add Castle Freak. You gotta review it on the podcast.
There's two Castle Freaks. There's like
Yeah,
a
he
more
said not the new one, the old
oh.
one. Yeah. I think, or it was like not. Yeah, I think it was the old one he wanted. I can't remember. I think pretty
Yeah.
sure. So
Yeah.
yes, much love to Richard Christie, but yes, not only you know, special treatment because he's Richard Christie. We want you to post your photos of your shirt or anything you may have of In Madness. Probably got stickers too. They come with the shirts. But thank you so much for supporting. And real quick, I want to send a shout out Chris Pratt. You see my picture with Chris Pratt. I took a leak with Star-Lord, Guardians of the Galaxy. That was pretty gnarly. He complimented my Guar shirt. I was pretty stoked about it. And you're like, get him on the podcast. And I'm like, if only. No, he was very cool. He was very nice. We shook hands after we washed our hands.
That's awesome.
You know, thoroughly.
That's why you need to wear an In Madness shirt every single day.
I know.
Because then he would have said, hey, what's that shirt? And you would have been like, and it's an easy segue. Hey, I got this podcast. We talk about movies. You want to come on and talk about whatever the hell you want to. I mean, he could have come on and talk about Twinkies. I don't care. You know, whatever he wants to talk about. But Twinkies, the snack food.
Yeah, shout outs to Star-Lord, Guardians of the Galaxy, spreading the madness all throughout the planets. Thank you very much. And if you are, you know, first discovering this podcast, this is what we do in between movies. We usually break every movie into 2 parts, and then in between movies, we talk shit about whatever we want, whether it's X-Men cartoons or shouting out podcasts we like, or dipping into the mail sack. Are you ready? Is there anything else you want to bring up before we dive headfirst into our mail sack?
No, I'm excited to hear what we got going on here. Let's go.
So it is time for us to dive into the In Madness podcast mail sack.
Mail sack.
So I was very excited to open it up and see that there's a bunch more emails in the In Madness mail sack. So what I think I'm going to do is, like, you know, the wheel, like on what is it, Price is Right, where they spin the wheel and it goes. I think I'm going to spin the email wheel, shall you? I'm gonna close my eyes and spin, and we're spinning, and we're gonna land on. Okay, we got Melina Sarmento. The name sounds familiar. I believe didn't she win our The Mist contest?
Yes.
Yes. Shout outs to Melina Sarmento. Okay, this is not a long one. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Guys, holy shit, this is the first time I've been introduced to a movie because of the pod, but I was floored by how solid this story was. Oh, this is about Prey.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot of writers try and make us care about characters by giving them sad, disjointed backstories or a love interest that adds nothing while giving us action packed scenes meant to distract from the utter lack of substance. During the all is lost moment, the character's ability to pull themselves back from the brink of failure comes from some outside source or a power up that feels cheap and unearned. Prey does the opposite of all of that. In a genre where women are often used as props, it's always amazing to see a female character with agency and intelligence, or maybe urgency and intelligence, become the hero through her own strengths. It was so satisfying to watch as Naru persevered, over every obstacle, using her intelligence and tenacity to learn from her failures while turning her weakness into strengths. Not a minute was wasted in this movie, and I'm so grateful to you guys for recommending it. Thank you for always putting out fun new content and for keeping it so consistent over the last year and change. Hail Shawn, hail Vertebrae, hail Nadu, and Sadi the dog. Yeah.
Yeah. That was
Thank
awesome.
you, Melina. Yeah,
Thank
check
you
out our
very much.
Prey episode. So, when Carl Weathers recently passed away, and the Super Bowl commercial had me and Vertebrae tearing up, we came up with the idea that we were going to do a Predator theme where we cover pretty much any movie that had Predator in it. So we did Predator, we did Predator 2, we briefly covered some other Predator. It was a lot. It was like a month and a half of Predator movies, and Prey was part of that, which was one of my favorite movies. And I know when we first started this podcast, that was one of the first movies you brought up that you wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, thank you, Melina
Thank
Sarmento,
you
for
very
checking out
much.
the Prey episode. All right, I'm going to blindly go back into the mail sack, and we're going to do the Price is Right wheel turn. We're going to go to, okay, we got Tom Henderson. We know our buddy Tom Henderson.
Mm-hmm.
He is a well-known In Madness emailer. Thanks for hitting us in the mail sack. Okay, this is not a long one. Hey, homies, sorry to be that guy. He says, mail sack, Wii U. You keep flooding your email with my bullshit, but I just wanted to pass this along. I know we've been on Predator binge for a bit, which is fine with me. However, you can't talk about Predator without mentioning the xenomorphs of the alien universe. So I wanted to pass along the Marvel Comics has been doing stellar work with their recent Alien comics. There have been a few volumes released so far. They are all incredible. I am attaching the photos of the books that I have collected so far. I highly recommend you check them out if you haven't already. I will post these pictures on our socials. Thank you, Tom. Also, real quick, you guys asked for possible film recommendations. I would love to throw you a few. Ready, Vertebrae? Open your pad and your pen. Get ready. What do you what do you think recommendation one is? Just guess.
Planet of the Apes.
Blade Runner.
There you go.
I shit you not, Vertebrae mentioned this movie like 90 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
The other movie he recommends, The Matrix.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get there. The third movie he recommends, Event Horizon.
Mm-hmm.
All of these discussions, all of these movies you are bringing up, Tom Henderson, have very recently been discussed in the back alleys of In Madness Pod, not on air. So what's going on in the back alleys is for our eyes only. That's it for now. I fucking love you guys and this awesome podcast. Thanks for creating this content, making Mondays something I actually look forward to now. Your loyal madman, Tom. P.S. in episode 26, part 1. Oh my lord. At the 7:16 mark, Vertebrae said that Peter Cullen, who voiced the Predator, also voiced Megatron. However, Peter Cullen is actually the voice of Optimus Prime. Frank Welker voiced Megatron.
Oh, I got it wrong.
Oh shit! Shots fired from Tom Henderson.
You know what's funny is I know it's Optimus Prime. That I said Megatron. Oh man, that's
Don't you
messed up.
hate when your brain and your tongue don't communicate the way you
This
want them to?
podcast is over. Thanks, Tom Henderson. You just ended
Thank
this
you.
podcast. I
Thank
can't
you
go
so
out
much.
like that. I will say I'm familiar with the Marvel comics. They're starting to collect them into some hardcovers. I usually wait. I don't buy single issues of comics anymore. I'll wait until they kind of collect them into a hardcover. But then he got me thinking, did I ever stop me if I told you about me purchasing the
Stop me if you
Prometheus?
heard this one. Jesus
Stop me if
walks
you heard
into a
this. Oh Jesus. Yeah, exactly. 3 nails. Um I purchased when we were doing Prometheus, I wanted to read the comics because there's Prometheus offshoot comics. Did I tell you this already, Sean?
no.
No. And so I decided to get the collected hardcover of this. And if you know me at all, and Sean knows this well, I love to collect books and special versions of this and that. And so I got to get this one. So I find it on eBay and I'm super excited. And I order this book and it arrives and I take it out and I'm like, oh, it's in good condition, just like they said. And then I turn the book to the side and there is a drop of blood on
Oh.
the pages of the book.
Oh.
Now, first of all, I'm like,
What'd you get in
Prometheus,
Gideon's pawn shop?
like Prometheus, like he puts the drop of stuff in his drink. Like, is this guy messing with me?
Or it's
So I
like the
reached out to the
Necronomicon.
guy. I
Yeah.
reached out to the person who sold it to me, and I was like, "Hey, listen, like I got to return this book because there's a drop of blood on this book. This book's done, right?" So apparently, there's now insurance on eBay or whatever the case is. So I just filed the claim. They reimbursed me for the book, and then they were just like, "Yeah, just keep." He was like, "Just keep the book." So I boxed the book back up. It's been in my garage ever since, completely boxed up. And I've contemplated, like, do I bleach
Breeding
that
an
part
alien
of the book?
species.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know whose blood that was, but I didn't want to just throw it away right away. I was like, would I bleach it and like cut that section of the paper out, or I don't
Big
even know.
things have small beginnings.
And you know what's crazy too is I thought sometimes you buy books from discount places and they'll put a red dot like with a marker or something so you can return it somewhere else and you bought it at a cheaper rate or whatever. But like this was clearly blood. So I don't know if when he was packing it up, he cut himself or something, or he's, big things, So anyway, it's still in my garage. If you want it, Sean, I could give it to you.
No, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna blindly dip my hand deep into this moist mail sack as I pick us out another email. Adam Brown. Shout outs to Adam Brown. If this is the same Adam Brown I know, Adam Brown 420. I think he recently purchased an In Madden shirt. He says, hey, yo, what's up, Adam Brown? What's up, Shawn and Vertebrae33? First off, I want to say thank you. This is my favorite podcast. I look forward to In Madness Mondays, even though I might listen on a different day of the week sometimes. It's okay. I have been listening since day one. My man, Adam Brown, thank you, dude. Since I have received my milking of the alpacas shirt, I figured I would get the AMC Plus app so that I could finally watch Color Out of Space, and I loved it. That's what this podcast is all about.
Hmm.
Such a weird movie. I can't stop watching horror movies. I highly recommend checking out Late Night with the Devil. I did check this out recently. Everybody has been talking about this movie. I have now seen Color Out of Space, Ex Machina, and Lucy. Not my favorite, but love the podcast because of this podcast. Thank you, Adam Brown. Now I want to ruin guacamole for you. If you were a fan, which I am not, okay, in The Witch, where Shawn says the witch is making baby soup, I think it's more like she's making baby guacamole. Sit on that for a
Oh,
minute. I
geez.
would love to hear you guys do deep dives for Candyman,
Hmm.
which just came up in our Crow episode, and Hereditary. We all know the milking of the alpacas moment in that one for sure. If you haven't seen it yet, you'll know the scene when it happens. Shout out Adam Brown. Hell yeah.
Hmm.
Also, if you're taking requests for In Madness, Spotify playlist, think you should add Austrian Death Machines, Get to the Chopper, and If It Bleeds, We Can Kill It because of our Predator episodes. Thanks for keeping us entertained and looking forward to what else you guys have coming up. Thanks, Adam Brown, Fort Lauderdale. Shout
Nice.
out to Adam Brown.
Thank you very much for writing in. And, listen, Hereditary has come up a few times in discussion. And truth be told, Shawn and I have talked about doing that film, but that film bums me out so much in certain parts and
I'm
puts me in
ready.
such a weird headspace
Let's do it. Halloween, maybe.
that I don't know when I'm prepared to do that movie. There's parts of that movie that I never want to have to see again. There's parts of the movie that I want to see again. And yeah, but Candyman's not come up. I'll probably veto that every time Shawn brings it up. But
What against Candyman? It's you're not a fan of bees?
This is
Oh
gonna make it
man.
a running bit. But go
Oh
ahead.
man, banning Candyman. Okay, this is it. Let's go into what will be our final email for episode 29.5 in Madness Pod, dipping deep into the moist mail sack. Oh man, it's Marcus.
Hey, Marcus.
Now, if you don't know Marcus, I don't know what the hell episode it was, one of our recent point fives. Marcus wrote us this, like, I don't know what you can call it, this like document. I don't know. It's like a
Incredible opus is what he
yeah,
writes.
yeah, like
Yes.
a short novel.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Let's see how long this one is from Marcus. Oh man, it looks so long. Okay, it's long. Ready?
All right,
Ready?
but don't read too fast because it's
I'm yes. Last time, Marcus, I got a little confused. I had to go back and listen. Okay. Prey, Rites of Alien Passage is what this is titled.
okay.
What up, Marcus? Shout outs to Marcus. Dear in Madness family. Ayo, Shawn the Butcher, Vertebrae33. What's going on? Paters de Familia. I don't know what Paters. Founding fathers of In Madness Nation. Never saw this flick Prey before. I'm devouring it whole before digesting it piece by piece, gnawing and spitting out alien bones and alien bones. Alien bones and alien bitches bones. Okay. Awesome to hear the debate if this is the aliens made in flight to Earth. Okay. Feel like there is support that they've been here before. No one going to a place for the first time, there are usually skid marks, detours, recalculations, and sometimes GPS goes dark or goes undefined when crossing from country to country. And these fuckers are crossing planet to planet. They're going to need intergalactic GPS to figure out where the hell they are. Didn't hear any brakes or see any U-turn tracks in the sky and clouds when the Thunderbird rolled in from Earth's heavens and dropped off a passenger. Okay. I know. I see. You following this, Vertebrae?
I am, but I think they could certainly just chart the planet in advance of where they need to go.
Okay.
I wonder. I do like the idea that he just brought up of the GPS, that they would just be in there and be like, okay, make a right turn here at this star and then head this way. But I would think if you have technology to have intergalactic or like heavy duty space travel, you would probably have charted that stuff kind of in advance, like Star Trek, set the course for wherever you got to go.
I really dig the comments about first visit, first encounter, and first contact. How long have we not been alone? Totally dig and agree that this setting and story is fully developed and defined without aliens. It's interesting how humans draw red blood and aliens draw green blood. This fascination with green with respect to aliens. They have blood type O negative. True. It's pretty funny. What are they waiting for Christmas? What are they waiting for? Christmas? The aliens responded that they were waiting for Christmas and humans are the fucking presents. Maybe we're wrapped and hanging like stockings and cotton candy over alien fireplaces, a la killer clowns from outer space. What What's interesting is Vertebrae33 said something about how they could have landed anywhere, feudal Japan, Vikings, and told this biography of an alien if it's the first that makes it a biography of aliens' debut on Earth, anywhere and any time in history. Used this concept in a book self-published on the day of the eclipse called The Captain's Bride, which is a biography about rum and a woman that loves Captain Morgan. Basically told history through the eyes of a rum, and rum survived ages and centuries like a vampire. But back to the alien story. Are you with us still? You still following
Yeah,
along?
I'm following along.
Other ideas sparked from this episode were the parallels between rites of passage of Nadu and rites of alien passage of the feral predator. Both characters are trying to prove their worth to civilization and alien civilization. Nadu is hunting a lion. The predator is rising in degrees of hunting and prey before hunting humans. If Nadu can't tell, or the other, if Nadu can't tell the other Comanches, if Nadu can't tell, or the other Comanches can't see how she can introduce new skills and capabilities to them, she is determined to show them. Don't tell them, Nadu. Show them, Nadu. If the predator can't explain to other aliens how to hunt other life forms such as earthlings, the predator will show them. Don't tell them, alien bitch. Show them, alien bitch.
Jeez.
Each is looking to ascend in rank in their respective societies and cultures. Comanche and Alien Society. Great band name, he says. Have some similarities, it seems. It looks like initiation is running rampant in this movie from planet alike and not alike, albeit some have better and more advanced weapons. But there is a crutch in letting weapons doing the thinking for you, since weapons can only be used so far before new strategies are invented to defeat them, turning strengths into weaknesses and flipping defeats into victories. This movie is a shout to innovation and invention too, and maybe a culture of thieves and stealing intellectual property will steal its own end, because in the end it will deprive its culture of originality and invention that will impact its entire mode of thinking and reverse brain waves from creative to dull. Whew. Might let dogs off the leash again.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
If you look at how this concept is applied to AI art, and how AI art is not only stealing from pockets of artists and deriving creativity from within themselves and not mixing and remixing hot and cold memories like dream projectors or AI art generators, there is something in danger on brink of destruction if souls are not built from nurture of art, literature, poetry, and music, as opposed to machines generating artificial solos and flavors unreal and unmoving, taste terrible when they are manufactured and fake. This is in fact executing souls with death by factory and engineering. Need to build and blow souls up with smoke and flames, piss and vinegar, vim and vigor, crack and knock nut loose from its nutshell and lived beyond nutshells. Okay, there's still a little more left. This is the last paragraph. Nope, there's two more paragraphs. No, there's two more paragraphs.
Okay.
Thank you, Marcus. Thank you for your dedication. Thank you for listening. Are you still following along for the most part?
I'm following along. I'm right there.
Marcus says, damn, couldn't let it go. This is respect from the alien world. They have respected for challenges and fearlessness of rising to challenges. Remember the first movie where the alien doffed its mask and fought Dutch man versus alien without weapons. There was respect when he wasn't afraid of the alien hunter and was ready to dance and fight flesh and blood against alien flesh and blood. The use of invisibility and animal awareness of this invisibility is interesting. Remember, kids and domestic animals could see ghosts and demons because of their heightened senses and heightened imaginations. What makes these animals sense alien presence? Must be some kind of energy involved with the extraterrestrial and supernatural that is similar, that changes or ebbs the flow of energy that makes these animals aware of this alien danger and alien threat to life. Either that or its first day of being invisible, but better not spill or eat like a slob, or invisibility is null and void. This is the last paragraph.
Okay.
And he was talking about like the snake in Prey, how it like could sense that the predator was there, even though the invisibility was on.
Right, and we had mentioned in the episode kind of it being a cheat to
Yes.
have to use the invisibility. But yeah.
Thank you, Marcus. This is it. Last paragraph. He says, sorry to write so goddamn much. It's always 666 paragraphs. He says, you brothers are building something, building brick by brick, episode by episode, an In Madness castle and kingdom. I like that. I like to think of it more of like an In Madness spaceship. Back to Alien Kingdom or Alien Visit to Human Kingdom. There is an interesting theme of thunder and lightning, and it makes me wonder and think it's feasible that primitive people could interrupt thunder and lightning as alien ships and alien attacks. Oh, interpret thunder and lightning as alien ships and alien attacks. They have no knowledge of modern science on what causes thunder and what creates lightning. It's elemental and primitive before it becomes sophisticated and scientific. Academic isn't in their vocabulary. Thunderbird could relate to how they perceive thunder, and then they say there was lightning in the trees. Aliens attacking them from above. Why did they only attack the tallest humans? Why did the attacks come from more frequent the more Thunderbirds start rolling into the heavens and weapons start flashing down on Earth? Flash boom, flash boom. That's getting fucking close. It's a trip to be native and unaware of these definitions, meanings, and order. The structure of Aliens is how the Comanches in life, or maybe just in film, create a form out of the chaos that they see. Every artist creates some kind of order and arrangement out of the formlessness and chaos in life and visions of disorder. Nice shout out. Hey, yo, didn't mean to talk a damn blue streak on this one, but thunder and lightning hit a different vein when I start talking to In Madness family and try to contribute some verses to the alien hymns, recitations, and analysis. You're working your tails off at providing and delivering with gusto and mad energy. Better skedaddle, goddamn human calling. Day job. Wish I could continue with alien calling. Have an excellent week and almost can't wait for Monday. Word. Hats off to the In Madness Nation. Relax to max, alien brothers and alien sisters. If Nadu collects scalp of the predator, the aliens respect fearlessness. How much do they respect alien killers? Bet they're not going to be dropping off aliens without backup or taking off many more masks. They're going to do Tutsia in pairs or groups. No more alien solo acts. Can't wait for the sequel to Prey. A second prequel that's a sequel makes Prey a prequel to a prequel. What? Whose house? Whose house? In Madness house. Out of Madness? Hell no. In Madness for life. Marcus.
Wow. Thank you, Marcus.
I mean, it's hard to beat Marcus when it comes to In Madness emails. That dude
Yeah,
pays attention.
he does, and he's very thorough. He even references Knock Loose and Vision's Disorder in there.
Amazing.
There's music references. There's references to the episodes, and he's paying attention to the films. And apparently, he hadn't seen Prey and then saw it because of us. So I think that's fantastic. We appreciate anyone taking the time to write in. And I think that's awesome. Thank you,
Yes,
Marcus. Thank you
yes.
very
We
much.
want you to write in inmadnesspod@gmail.com. Hit us in the mail sack. We will read your emails on air, on the socials at inmadnesspod, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Threads. We're also on YouTube. We want the 5 stars. We want the likes, the comments. Follow the In Madness Spotify playlist. Happy In Madness Monday, if that is indeed when you are listening. Spread the In Madness tentacles worldwide. We want all of your friends to know about this show. We want to grow this family bigger and more amazing with each week that passes. And if you want a shirt, inmadness.com. We got fresh new shirts. You can look like the coolest kid on your block. Only the cool kids have milking of the alpacas t-shirts. So, are you good for this episode 29.5 Vertebrae? Because we have something very interesting that is about to take place.
Yes, I'm
Okay.
good.
Okay.
But
Anything you want to plug before we go?
Yeah, I guess Vertebrae33 on all the socials. If you check out my artwork, I just did some stuff for Star Wars and the Star Wars Tops card trader app. I have a few cards on there now. There's a crow shirt that's in stores. I can also tell you that there are a few things in the works for me coming up that are going to be very, very cool and could help this podcast along as well. And some of it is in the near future, and some of it's being planned for possibly next year. But I should have more on some of that soon. So it's very exciting for me, and I appreciate anyone listening. And if you're listening right now, I'm about to zig when I should have zagged.
With that being said, Vertebrae, would you please tease our next movie?
Shawn, you're the tease guy. I'm not as good at the teases, but man, this one is big. This one is really, really big. The only thing I'm going to say about this, I mean, God, I don't want to give anything away, but I want people to know. But I'm going to say that this was a surprise Netflix drop out of nowhere.
I have a little corny tease I could do real quick, if that's okay, as we wrap up episode 29.5.
Sure.
It requires a calculator. Vertebrae, do you have your phone with you? Do you have your calculator open? If you're listening in Madness family, open up your calculators, and I want you 1,954.
1,954
plus 1,985 minus 2016. And from that, you're going to subtract 1,924. That is the best I have, my friends. We will see you next week for episode 30 of In Madness Pod.